The St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre was one of the most infamous events in French history. It happened on August 24th, 1572, during the French Wars of Religion. The massacre started in Paris and spread to other parts of France. Thousands of Huguenots, French Protestants, were killed by Catholic mobs. The massacre was a turning point in the religious conflicts in France and made the divide between Catholics and Protestants even deeper. The French Wars of Religion were a series of conflicts between Catholics and Protestants in France. These wars lasted from 1562 to 1598 and caused a lot of violence and suffering. The St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre was one of the most tragic events during these wars. The massacre began in Paris, where many Huguenots had gathered to celebrate the wedding of Henry of Navarre, a Protestant leader, and Marguerite de Valois, a Catholic princess. The marriage was supposed to bring peace between the two religious groups. However, tensions were still high, and some Catholic leaders saw the gathering of Huguenots as a threat. On the night of August 23rd, 1572, King Charles IX and his mother, Catherine de' Medici, decided to take action against the Huguenots. They ordered the assassination of several Huguenot leaders. The killings quickly escalated into a full-scale massacre, with Catholic mobs attacking and killing Huguenots throughout the city. The violence in Paris lasted for several days and then spread to other parts of France. Thousands of Huguenots were killed in the massacre, and many more were injured or forced to flee. The exact number of victims is unknown, but estimates range from 5,000 to 30,000. The St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre had a profound impact on France. It deepened the divide between Catholics and Protestants and made it even harder to achieve peace. The massacre also shocked the rest of Europe and damaged France's reputation. The massacre was a turning point in the French Wars of Religion. It showed the extreme violence and hatred between the two religious groups. The conflict continued for many more years, with both sides committing atrocities. It was not until the Edict of Nantes in 1598 that some measure of peace was achieved. The Edict of Nantes, issued by King Henry IV, granted religious freedom to the Huguenots and allowed them to worship freely. This edict helped to end the French Wars of Religion and brought some stability to the country. However, the wounds from the St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre and other conflicts took a long time to heal. The immediate aftermath of the massacre saw a significant exodus of Huguenots from France. Many fled to neighboring countries such as Switzerland, the Netherlands, and England, seeking refuge from the violence. This mass migration had a lasting impact on the demographics and economy of France, as many of the Huguenots were skilled artisans, merchants, and professionals. The massacre also had a profound psychological impact on the survivors and the broader Huguenot community. The trauma and fear generated by the event led to a deep-seated mistrust of the Catholic monarchy and its supporters. This mistrust fueled further conflicts and rebellions as the Huguenots sought to defend their rights and freedoms. The St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre shocked the rest of Europe and drew widespread condemnation. Protestant nations, in particular, were horrified by the brutality of the event. Queen Elizabeth I of England, a Protestant herself, was deeply disturbed by the news and offered asylum to fleeing Huguenots. The massacre also strained diplomatic relations between France and other Protestant countries, leading to increased tensions and conflicts. The St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre has been depicted in numerous works of art, literature, and film over the centuries. It has come to symbolize the extreme religious intolerance and violence of the period. The event is often cited as a cautionary tale about the dangers of religious fanaticism and the importance of tolerance and coexistence. In French history, the massacre remains a poignant reminder of the country's turbulent past and the struggles for religious freedom. It is commemorated in various ways, including through historical reenactments, memorials, and educational programs that aim to promote understanding and reconciliation. In conclusion, the Saint Grape Bartholomew's Day Massacre was one of the most infamous events in French history. It happened on August 24, 1572, during the French Wars of Religion. The massacre started in Paris and spread to other parts of France, resulting in the deaths of thousands of Huguenots. The massacre was a turning point in the religious conflicts in France and deepened the divide between Catholics and Protestants. The event remains a tragic and important part of French history, highlighting the intense religious tensions and violence of the time. The massacre's legacy continues to be felt today, serving as a reminder of the destructive power of religious intolerance and the need for mutual respect and understanding. The lessons learned from this dark chapter in history are still relevant, as societies around the world grapple with issues of religious and cultural diversity.